Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the third episode of the Super2bit Podcast. Top of the evening. Good to have you guys here. Hope you have yourselves a couple of cold libations. Put your feet up. We got a lot to chat about tonight. So good to have you here. We got Ruth Brooks jumping in, Graham Oswald first to the podcast. Welcome. Triple salutes all around. Tonight's topic, it's a big one, ladies and gents. It's a big one. We're going to be chatting about all the next-gen consoles coming out, mainly the Xbox. I don't even know the names. Xbox Series X, I think, and the obvious one, PlayStation 5, and putting them up against each other. Now, we're going to try to keep this as unbiased as possible. We're not going to get any fanboyism creeping in here and talk about both consoles in terms of games, design, all sorts of stuff like that. And to join me in this heated debate, none other than my partner in crime, it's your boy, the Marksman. What's happening, buddy?
Hey, dude, how's it going, man?
Good to have you here. You made it to a third episode. You must be on my friend list by now. Good to have you, man.
I hope so. Also, like, maybe your friends list is not that long. I don't know.
It's not that long. We tried to get Jimmy on, but he was busy. We'll get him on next week. Don't worry. But good to have you back, buddy. So like I said, this is quite an interesting topic, like / debate. And like I want to try to keep it unbiased. With that said, let's maybe pull up some conference footage on the screen right here. We're going to start off with the Xbox conference. We're not going to talk about the conferences themselves. We're just going to jump into the consoles. I think we're going to talk about the pros and cons. Looking damn fire there, Marksman, says Ruth Brooks. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Let's jump in.
He is. Let's jump in indeed. So we've got a lot to talk about. We're not going to waste any time. This is obviously the Xbox conference.
This is that game that you can buy on Steam, though, free.
This is the game that you can buy on Steam right now for like 79 Rand. This is the opening game. I guess, Neil, the normal thing to do would briefly be to look at the conferences and say which you preferred more. Maybe let's just start with that.
It's a weird one. I didn't think either of them was like mind-blowingly good. What I liked about the Xbox one is that it talked about the hardware and about the games themselves. So it like went into like kick-ass cooling, super SSD, 8-core processor, 16 threads, like super duper graphics, all of that kind of stuff. They kind of focused on the hardware aspect more. On the PlayStation side, they basically just said, here's our cool Eye of Sauron design, go wild with that. And I think we can get to the design side of it later. But to me, what appealed to me more was actually this Xbox Xbox conference. So
really?
I think so. Like the games in the PlayStation one were pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Like there was like 3 good games and 40 terrible games. Where this like it had all the hits that you wanted. It's got the Forza Horizons. It's got just like everything that you want out of the games. Whereas
they did have a good showing.
Yeah.
In terms of title.
But neither of them were brilliant though. Neither of them were like a PlayStation 4 review.
But when we talked about this when we were watching the PlayStation conference, and it's obviously a console reveal. I was so underwhelmed by the end of it. I'll tell you what I was more underwhelmed by: the Xbox conference. I can tell you that much. I thought some of the games are cool, but I mean, you hit the nail on the head when we started the podcast. They were showing games that you can. Some of the games are available right now on Steam for $70, and there was nothing there that really blew my head back. I'm trying to even think. Neil, I probably should have looked what they revealed game-wise before comparing conferences, but nothing jumps out at me. What was their big finish for the Xbox conference? I'm trying to remember.
It's not Halo. It's always Halo.
Look at you imagining what you think you saw, and that's why you're giving it.
I can't remember. It was a long time ago, and that's the other thing. Like Xbox is doing another conference, I think, in July, where they're going to go into more detail, and I think that one's going to make the PlayStation 1 look bad. So, like, I don't know. This is a really weird game. This is like the gross.
I can't look at the Scorn Palace again. Take the Scorn Palace off the screen now. Damn it, man.
One's going to be like the Xbox reveal or something. I just read about it today. I didn't get all the details.
Okay.
But
okay. That's interesting.
But I think like from both of them were fairly disappointing conferences, but I think both of them are very interesting consoles, and I think we should maybe have these games running in the background, but like see like which one right now do you think you would go for? Like if it's your money and look at the whole thing, like price, looks, games.
Yeah.
Games doesn't really matter anymore though, because I think you mentioned
Well, that's what I want to get into.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
want to get into. Yeah.
Well, what do you?
Well,
Well,
let me
let's start.
before we crack this egg, welcome Danger Deal, the greatest gamer to ever grace this planet has arrived. What do you mean? I've been here since the start of the show. Welcome, buddy. Aura King on the YouTube Premium Lounge, as well as Super2bit. Stop being negative, Neil. who's commanding the Super2bit chat? Welcome, guys. Good to have you. Please jump in, get involved. Really, don't be biased, Dave. The Xbox shreds. Ooh, he's not gonna like what I have to say. So Neil, let's jump straight into it. Yeah, what do you want to start with? Should we talk, obviously price point? They haven't revealed the price point of the PlayStation, but there's heavy rumors it's going to be about 10,000 rand.
Yeah, and I think
it's probably going to be a smidge over
it's
that.
going to be a little bit cheaper than the Xbox, but I don't think either of these things is going to be cheap. Like,
yes,
they're both going to be pricey consoles, and especially with how the rand is lately, and even if they are at the $500 price point, it's still going to be in South African terms around 10,000 rand, which is a lot.
500 USD, so and then you still got import tax.
Yeah, and I think for now, like, we don't have to worry about the price. They're both going to be pricey.
Yeah,
and there's other things to discuss.
None of them are going to be cheap. Let's talk about form factor. And I know we got a nice picture of both consoles there that we can possibly throw up just to have a little side by side comparison. And
always like have to do things in the middle of the stream, Dave.
But there we go. We want to talk form factors. So now let me start by saying I've never seen less effort put into anything design wise than the new Xbox machine. It honestly just looks like someone took a shoebox and made it vertical. Like, what happened in that pitch meeting when they came in and they're like, guys, you know, the next generation Xbox, it's got to be mind blowing. We got to give PlayStation a run for its money. And then this guy walks in with the shoebox and says, well, it's just a box. It's just a square box. And they're like,
it's got like the fan side on it. What I like about it is like the form over or function over form kind of design style, where it's designed to pull air all the way through it, all into all the different layers of it, and make sure its cooling's good. And that's always been like one of Xbox's things where they're much better than PlayStation. It's just in their general cooling. Like the Xbox One X is an amazing system, super powerful, and it runs way quieter. My PS4 Pro sounds like it's going to explode when I'm playing Call of Duty or something like that.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. That it doesn't really have good airflow through it. But can you not make it? You can do all that, and then maybe just put like a little shark fin on the side.
It's got the green light in it. It's got the green light on the side, which is going to be in your TV cabinet, not being able to be seen. But like when it came out, everyone was like blown away by the design. They were like, "Whoa, it's so like out the box thinking. Doesn't look like a normal console." Where I think PlayStation looks like a futuristic console. But
which Xbox forum did you read that on?
Xbox Boys for Life.
Yeah, I know exactly. We got Game Face said, "Hey, it used to be you get what your friends were getting. Now it's not so much because of more and more crossplay." Game Face, interesting point he brings up there. And I'd love to touch on crossplay a little bit later. James Chambers, welcome. July 14th is the official reveal of Halo Infinite. Hashtag just saying, according to Super2bit. Lehan de Toita.
I love how our guys have to tell us our news sometimes.
Yeah, they're like, Dave, you should probably get the dates right. Welcome, Sean Burgers. I'm here to defend Xbox and beat up the Double D if I need to. I've been doing a lot of burpees. You better bite your tongue, sir. I already have a Wi-Fi router, Dave. Why would I need another one? Oh, I'm gonna love this conversation. I don't have a mini bar fridge. At least he knows it looks like crap. Give me the Xbox rather. Well, I will say that like aesthetic-wise, PlayStation hands down looks better. I mean, it does. The one thing that I'm worried about on the PlayStation are those little fins at the top. The popped collar, so to speak. I'm worried that one little bump, one little fall, those are going to snap. That's probably like
why are you dropping your PlayStation though?
Dave likes to party. Okay, I don't have to explain myself to you, but I'm just worried. That it may be a bit too fat. I'm looking at my PS4
and it could be over designed. It's like one of those futuristic looking cars that came out in like the late 90s that looked so epic. But you look at it now, and it looks 10 times worse than a car that like was much more conservatively designed. And I think PlayStation said, look, you've got all your hi-fi equipment in your cabinet already. This is going to fit right next to it. It's going to be black on black. It's going to look like, just like, stealth. It's going to be whatever, but it's going to be super powerful. Where PlayStation,
I think you mean Xbox, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Xbox. Yeah. And then PlayStation's gone the route of like, hey man, Lord of the Rings was popular. Let's make an Eye of Sauron design. So
yeah.
I see Danger Deals like come on to quite a good point here. It's quite a long post, but I'll just break it down where he says this whole like console war is a big marketing farce, and I do actually agree with him here. And I think when we get to the games and crossplay, we're going to touch on that a little bit as well.
Well, I think and he does raise a very good point. I think the console war, as it was, it's not the same Battlefield. Like before it used to be console A, console B. I want this for the exclusives. I want this for those exclusive, and it's a completely different terrain now. And that's what I want to. Maybe I should start trickling into now.
Yeah.
Is the fact that we used to buy consoles for what, Neil? For the games.
For games, yeah. For the games.
Yeah. Games sold consoles.
You bought those PlayStation because you wanted to play Metal Gear Solid, you wanted to play SSX Tricky,
Crash Bandicoot, whatever the case may be.
You bought Xbox because you wanted to play Halo, you wanted to play Gears of War, you wanted to play Oblivion. Like, that was like huge. Like when Xbox 360 came out, you had to buy it because Gears of War was the greatest looking thing you'd ever seen.
Played well, it was amazing, and it was only on Xbox. Now, and I love Mr. Eckstein coming in saying no console beats PC. This is facts. He has a point. He has a point because no console does beat PC in the sense that all of the exclusives are coming to PC now. So there's nothing sacred anymore in terms of the library of both these machines. Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC very soon. Halo. One of the best places.
All the Halos are coming to PC.
There you go.
All the Forzas come to PC usually about a month or two after Xbox.
Heavily rumored God of War coming to PC as well. So we know it's going to look and run better on PC. Sure, you got to wait a year or two, but some guys don't mind. There's so many games to play on PC as it is, and I've asked you this before. It blows my mind, and you had a very good rebuttal, Neil, to this. I said, why the hell did they do that? Especially Xbox. You could literally get every single game on Xbox on your PC right now. Yeah. Why didn't they keep it exclusive to the consoles? Because and you had a good answer.
I think they figured it out that the consoles actually don't make the bulk of the money. The money is made with the game services, and even Xbox Game Pass leads to that fact. Like the console's just a gateway to these games that makes Microsoft tons and tons and tons of money. Like you sitting there with your Game Pass saying, "Yo, it's only like $50 a month or $100 a month." I'm getting such a win, but Microsoft knows 90% of the people are playing maybe one game a month, yet they're paying $100 every month on the dollar. If they're playing multiplayer, they got to sign up to Xbox Live. They got another 1,000 rand a year coming in. So that's it. Like they don't actually care, and they've figured it out. Like why does it matter if you've got a gaming PC, which usually ends up costing a lot more than these consoles? Let the guys play the games. They're going to buy them usually for more money because like games like Forza. Why I haven't bought Forza yet is it's still 1,000 rand. It never goes on sale. It's never cheap. But I would buy it tomorrow if it goes on like a 50% sale. But it never ever does. But guys buy that game by the bucket load, and they don't care if it's on Xbox or PC.
But you get that with Game Pass, and that I think is the. I know for a fact that PlayStation loses money on their hardware for the first 3 years or something in terms of sales. They only make it back after they start to make a profit on their machines after 3 years. Yeah. So so that's exactly what they're doing. It's what Netflix did. It's what Disney Plus did.
That's basically what you're buying now. Instead of buying PlayStation for the games and Xbox for the games, you're buying PlayStation as Netflix versus Xbox as Amazon Prime. One of them has the best Tiger King documentaries, and the other one has like all the Disney footage from like 10 years ago. So
you're no longer buying exclusive.
They know they're going for the market that's going to buy the best service rather than the actual content, because they know that the content's basically going to be the same. And you've seen that with all the big games. Now, like 5 years ago, Call of Duty crossplay across every console and PC. Unheard of. Guys would be like, no, you're insane.
50 million players. Yeah.
But they realize, like if my buddy on Xbox has a cool skin that my buddy on PlayStation 4 has, that guy's going to buy it, and that's like another $5 in Activision's pocket, which is like another $2 in PlayStation and Microsoft's pocket. So they all have now realized, like, hey, look, it's like this fake Last of Us game.
I think crossplay will become a gold standard in a year's time. I think every big AAA title that comes out will have crossplay, because just like you said, they're selling. I mean, it's the Fortnite model. They're making their money in the skins and the charms and stuff like that. And why tap into 10 million players when you can tap into 30, 40, 50 million players?
And what really drove it home for me was the first thing they showed on their PlayStation 5 thing was what?
Grand Theft Auto 6. No, 4. 5. I got there eventually.
The old Grand Theft Auto, because they're making so much, like, not a new Metal Gear Solid, not a new Silent Hills, not a new any PlayStation exclusive. They go for a 6-year-old multi-platform game that came out, actually 8-year-old multi-platform game that came out on the PlayStation 3. Was the first game they showed.
That's it.
That blew my mind.
And that just drives the point home that the reason they're bringing that game to a third console is because it makes so much money in the microtransactions. That's the future of making money with the games, not the hardware. Not the hardware. Those days are done. It's not even in the games. It's in the subscription services and the microtransactions and the crossplay to widen your base. Those are the three golden factors. And Sean's saying, "Lol, yeah, Marx is right. The PS5 is compensating for something with a super strange design." Still touching on the design. Lehan says, problem with PlayStation is they reveal exclusives, but it only comes out 4 years later. They do tend to. Well, they never come out. They're like,
deep down. That game sold me on a PS4, and I was like, where's this game?
I'm still waiting for my Star Wars game for PlayStation Move. Where the hell is that? I bought the controller. No, of course it's never gonna happen. I bought the controller.
Star Wars Connect, bro. That's as good as you're gonna get.
No.
You're Han Solo, bro.
What's happening, Hanku? Danjadil saying it's down to preference. How do you want to control your AI machine, character, or team? The graphics and performance is closing fast, as we not all bloody gamers. So yeah, I mean, it's at the end of the day, you're buying a PC in a different case. The Xbox literally looks like a Razer PC case. What was that case that you have now?
I don't know. It's a Razer
NZXT. It literally looks like half of an NZXT case. It literally does. It even has the same colored RGB. So you're just buying a PC.
But also, like, that's the thing. Back in the day, why there was exclusives is if you made a PlayStation 2 game, to convert that to work on an Xbox or on a PC, you had to rewrite half the game because of just how different the architectures and all of that stuff was. These days, they're all basically Ryzen processors. They're all basically PCs and
that's
all running
at the core.
the same type of processors, the same type of memory, the same type of storage, and basically different flavors of either Windows or Linux. So to do the conversion takes a bit of work, especially in the Xbox to PC case. It's basically flick a switch and it's just about good to go. So that's why now, like, you don't have to get those games all on one platform. They know the developers are building them for all the platforms because they can make more money. I don't know what this game is, but it's pretty sweet.
This is actually, this is basically from the who made it's the guys that made, it'll come to me now. It's not just Tripwire, it'll come to me now, but it looks fantastic. No, it'll come to you now, but it looks fantastic. Do you want to switch to some PlayStation?
Yeah, we can switch over to PlayStation.
Well, I read some comments over. Get involved in the chat, ladies and gents. Get your libations and get in here. Lehan says those sneaky microtransactions. Game companies have known that was the key for years. Some of them went a bit too hard and fast and too obvious with the whole pay-to-win mechanic, and they got burnt. Battlefront 2, excellent example.
Yeah.
But they all get there eventually in one way or another.
Also, like, they're learning now, like the Call of Duties and the Apexes and the Fortnites. Probably Fortnite's the best example. Give away the game for free. People like having cool stuff in their game. They will pay money. I would say 50% of my friends have paid for at least one battle pass in Call of Duty or Apex, which is
Yeah.
that's a lot of that's basically an expansion to a game,
Yeah.
and they pay it, and it lasts 3 months, and then they'll like pay it up again.
You know, this was the first game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, that I ever bought a Battle Pass for, ever, and I bought all 4 of them.
Yeah.
I've never bought one in the history of the franchise, but I bought all 4 this time. So yeah,
but what's also nice, like I used to buy the season passes and what for the older Call of Duties. You buy it, none of your mates buy it, you have no one to play it against, and then you're playing on like PlayStation, and no one has this map. I mean, now because all the extra stuff is cosmetic, everyone plays all the same stuff. So if you want to play that random game of Rust or whatever, everyone's playing it. So there's always something.
That's it. That's it. They've learned along the way. They say this guy's actually running CG running on the PlayStation.
I thought it was. I thought that would have been really cool if they had done that.
It is. It is. It's not a real person. That's just running on the engine. I lied to you, Neil. I tell you, Porky Pies. Hanku saying, I've always been a PlayStation fan in my heart, but I'd rather spend my money on my PC. At the end of the day, controller and keyboard play, and also the games eventually come to PC anyway. Don't pay to play online each month. Very good point. Very good point. I spend a lot of money on subscriptions. Geez, thousands of rands a year. You don't have to do that on PC. I could buy me a new GPU every 3 years in savings if I don't have to pay.
And that's the thing. Like, if you spend wisely on PC, you can have a better experience. Sure, it's going to be 1080p. You're not going to be playing 4K, 60 FPS, everything. But you'll be able to play the latest games, probably with better graphics than on PlayStation. And you've always got that upgrade opportunity. You can always buy that new graphics card in 3 years' time, and then all your old games immediately look amazing.
And you can use it for like work and stuff like that. I mean, so many more uses. Yeah. So it's interesting. Like, you know, we're talking about 2 consoles, and we end up just praising how amazing PC is, and it kind of begs the question, Neil. Which one would you go for?
Like, honestly, at this moment in time, it would probably have to be PlayStation, just because I'm so bought into the ecosystem already. And like, again, because all the PC games all the Xbox games are available on PC, the only Xbox games that I really love are the Forza Horizons and the Halos, and I can play both of those on PC. Sure, they cost a stupid amount of money, but you know, they're both there, they're both available. So for now, it would be PlayStation 5. However, I do think the Xbox is probably the better piece of kit at the moment. But it would have to see how this super duper hard drive turns out, because on paper, the new Xbox destroys the PlayStation.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. PlayStation's got that secret sauce, buddy.
Yeah, there's no secret sauce. It's slower. That's all it is.
Yeah. We'll see. Lahan saying all the Microsoft needs to do is to kill the PlayStation is to buy Rockstar Games as a studio. So that's something that Rockstar would never do, because they make more money than probably both companies.
Yeah, they're
purely on
more
microtransactions
profitable than anyone else.
That's
it.
Scary. They make good money. Danger Deal saying gamers like me couldn't give 2 tomatoes about exclusive games. We choose games that launch across all platforms: Apex, Battlefield, COD, etc. It's all I play, and I choose to excel in those titles instead of playing other stuff anyway. He's also got a good point. There's so much to play.
Yeah. And you don't even have to buy games anymore. It's the craziest thing. Like, Warzone is up there with like one of my games came out last year. But it is amazing. Like, and it's free. You pay in hard drive space. That's about the only thing. And
you do pay.
But like, I've not spent a cent on that game on PC, and it's amazing. It's a fantastic game. I've had hours and hours of fun. And like, if you don't like that, you can play Apex. If you don't like that and you've got some brain damage, you can play Fortnite. Like, there's always an option for you, you know? Like, it's insane.
I hear you. I mean, Last of Us Part 2 comes out in 3 days' time. You know, and I'm thinking, geez, do I even want to pick it up? Do I even have time to play it? What
I do like with, I think EA Sports, they're doing that whole thing. If you buy the PlayStation 4 version of Madden or of FIFA or of whatever new games coming out, they will automatically upgrade you to the PS5 version for free.
So that's pretty cool.
You'll get the digital copy for free. So like Last of Us, they I know they won't, because because they're just leaving money on the table if they do that. It's
Yeah.
like rather, charge guys twice for the PS5 version.
Yeah, no, that they'll definitely do. Sean saying GTA smashed it with the shark cards, but game devs now are abusing microtransactions. They definitely are. Luckily, they are getting nailed here and there. Like I mentioned, the Battlefront 2 example, where they literally had to rip the system out in 48 hours.
Yeah.
But I mean, as long as it's not pay to win, as long as it's aesthetic only, believe it or not, I paid 1,600 points for purple bullets in Call of Duty. I'm that guy. I'm that guy. Like,
and especially when you speak to like younger kids and kids who have parents who just don't understand what's going on, like the amount of money that Fortnite makes on V-Bucks and all of that stuff, and parents don't understand it, but they understand. Like, give my kid $50, and it keeps him happy and it keeps him cool at school. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, it's really
crazy. Look, we got Squeaky Bum Jimmy, Craig Martin, finally home. Welcome home. Jeez, buddy, 6:30. They're cracking the whip there. Good to have you here, buddy. He's joining for the second time on the podcast. Welcome. Game Fair saying, I have a power PC for my work, video editing and motion graphics. End of the day, I still turn my Xbox on to play games with. Well, there's that kind of like just pick up and play thing that Xbox is like any console is good at. You don't really have to tinker too much. But having said that, there's still updates. There's still mass updates across all systems, whether it's an operating system update or a game update. The difference is so marginal now between all three systems: PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. There used to be a time where I used to spend literally hours, tinkering my graphical settings in every game I had to see how I could get the game to run properly. Like I'd literally buy a game.
Good graphics cards now, so you don't have to tinker with the settings.
That's the thing. I used to go home with my Radeon 9700 and throw it in there and tinker to play Ultimate Ascension and phone you at 11 o'clock at night because I don't know what I'm doing, and try and get it working. But like Neil says, those days are gone. You get a GeForce experience. You click optimize, boom, you boot the game up.
Yeah. And it looks good. Like, it might not be like perfect frame rate, but for 90% of people, that's what they want. However, there is something about getting a console, plugging it in, signing up to like PlayStation Network, all your games in there, digital download, boom, 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 super simple, super easy. Like, I like that.
That is true. Yeah. Craig saying that PS5 versus Xbox, rather spend that cash on my PC. That's kind of where we're heading as well with the whole debate here. Lehan saying, I'm not actually into single player games anymore. Multiplayer is 100 times better. I agree. Last of Us Part 2, heavy single player experience. I'm like, I'd rather play with mates. I'd rather have a laugh, Danger deal with the walk of shame here. The biggest culprit at the moment is FIFA. Since December 2019 till April 20th, I have spent 23,000 rand. In fact, 23,800 rand on FIFA. Danger deal. You
have a problem, my friend.
You should be throwing that in stars on the stream, USOB. USOB. By the way, that soft band has been lifted. Welcome back, buddy. Good to have you here. Number one fan, Danger Deal. Always a pleasure to see you, buddy. Aiden Fanikak, what's up? What's the stream about? So this is the Super2bit Podcast. Every week, Wednesday from 6 to 7, we get together, have a few laughs, have a few libations, talk about current affairs in the tech and gaming world. Today's topic, which next-gen console should you buy? Xbox or PlayStation 5? And at the end of the day, it's probably a PC by the looks of it.
But also, we're not the market. Like, you've got to look at like parents and younger kids, people who don't have like full-time employment. Like 10,000 rand, a lot of guys aren't going to spend on that. But like, you ask your parents, you work hard, you do your chores. Christmas time's coming, and they're always releasing before Christmas because they know exactly what's going on. Like, that's going to be the number one seller. But it's like, which one do you choose? Do you choose the Xbox? Do you choose the PlayStation? That's what this whole game's about. And they're just trying to get viewers to their streaming platforms, which is whatever it may be.
That's exactly it. Subscription services are the future. Lehan Detroit with another walk of shame. I probably spent about 20 grand on FIFA packs as well. What is wrong with you people?
We give you 10 times more entertainment.
I will send you a personalized oil painting of myself in the gold bloom pose, scented and signed for half of that. We'll talk after this. Trust me, you want one. I got a few extra prints in the cupboard. Sean saying, "Lol, FIFA isn't even worth it though." Danger flipped. I know the guy's obviously. Don't worry, he's gonna be spending that in stars. We're gonna convert him. Did you know that 29% of EA's revenue this year came from FIFA Ultimate Team's transactions? Jeez, that's why EA are. They abuse it, dude. They squeeze water from a stone, those guys. I counter that current launches on PC are just as simple as console, and my PC even boots faster than a console. That's what we were saying. That there's nothing in it now. You know, turn on a PC, get into a game in the same amount of time, and you got the benefit of using it for work purposes, which is a huge plus. It can make you money.
No, PC is definitely the way to go, but A, it does take a little bit more effort and know-how, and B, it is a lot more expensive, because people also forget, like, it's not just the PC box that you buy. You buy the keyboard, you buy the mouse, you buy the headset, you buy the monitor, and monitors these days are way more expensive than TVs. And yes, you can plug it all into a TV and whatever, but like, it is something. And if you want to keep it relevant, you've got to continuously upgrade. And don't get me wrong, I am a PC guy, 110%. But it is definitely to get in and go. Like in these days, PlayStation console plus, or Xbox console plus Game Pass, that's cheap. That is a bargain. That is over the lifetime of like 8 years. You're paying less than 1,000 or less than 1,500 rand a year for your entire like awesome experience.
You're getting like 300 games out the box. You know, good games. It's crazy. That's why subscription services are without a doubt where everyone's going. I mean, you see. I mean, we saw EA Origin try it, but it looks like they've kind of like bailed on the idea. All those
they're going back to Steam now, which is
weird. Don't know what happened there. They obviously gave it a run and they didn't see the returns. They're releasing a lot of the games back on Steam. Super2bit saying PS5 is 10K. Try and build a PC with the PS5 spec for 10K. You can't. There's no way you can. They lose money on the console.
But in a year's time, you'll smash it for 10K.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like if you want to be first, sure. But in a year or two's time, you'll be able to pick up an RTX 2070 for $3,000, processor, motherboard, all of that stuff, easily within 10 grand, and it'll destroy it in like most games.
That's exactly it. You got to. But it's a good point. 10 grand is a bargain. So if you are a gamer that maybe can't afford a 25,000 rand tower, 10 grand is a great answer. You know, to play the latest games.
And also, like, if it's your parents, say, "Hey, mom, all the kids at school have a PlayStation," or "Hey, mom, you got to spend 2.5 times more money on a PC that I'm totally just going to use for Excel and Word." You know, but it needs this RTX graphics card. Like it's a much harder sell as a kid.
No, absolutely.
You need those ray trace spreadsheets. This is Dave's game of the show.
Oh yes, it's Stray. I thought this looked amazing. This is this I want to, but this is going across all platforms. But I mean, I think it's first to PlayStation, then I think a year later on Xbox. But this looks phenomenal, dude. I'm so keen for this. Danger Deal saying Neil's actually my favorite, then Jimmy, then Chloe, then Raul, then Dave. You crawl back under that bridge you came from. Okay, Danger Deal, go join the troll friends under the bridge. Damn you. That's cool. He's got money for stars. Hey, welcome here, Danger. Get in here, guy. Let me pour your libation. In fact, let me pour myself a libation. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Neil, why don't you tell us what we're going to be talking about next before we've still got about 15, 20 minutes. Neil's favorite topic of all. Why don't you tell us what it is, Neil?
We're going to talk about Star Wars, and I don't like talking about Star Wars. Where's Dave gone? Now I have to be the host of the show. So Dave loves Star Wars, and he keeps thinking Star Wars games are the best things ever when they're not, and they always disappoint, and they're just made by EA to steal your money.
All right.
And that's what I think about Star Wars.
Okay, wait. So before we move on to the brand new reveal of Star Wars Squadron, we're just gonna end off on this debate: which console to buy, PlayStation.
Well, which one are you gonna buy?
I'm also gonna get a PlayStation.
Yeah. The only reason though for me is because I'm already in the ecosystem. So
yeah.
Like, and I also do think it looks really cool, and I like the new controller. That's like the main thing that I'm actually super stoked about.
I just think games visually look but it's just that's the fanboy coming out. Games look better on PlayStation. That's just fanboy. That's just the libations talking.
Silly.
Sean saying, "Lol, swag super 2-bit person." Lehan saying, "No PC offense, but I'd laugh at you guys that spend so much on PCs and then sit more on YouTube or Hub." He's not wrong. Can browse the 5 launchers on my PC faster than I ever could my PSN library. That's for sure.
But it's sad that there are 5 launchers on your PC, though. That's also rubbish.
Ed is saying, I wish the PlayStation 5 wasn't that expensive. They're both going to be expensive. They're both going to be around 10 grand. Sean saying on Xbox now, you have a surprise me option. You click surprise me, and it plays a game that will most likely disappoint you. That does sound like a terrible feature. Why? That sounds like a game from the guy that did the aesthetic design. He also is like, I know it looks like a shoebox vertically, but what about surprise? Craig saying can update in sleep mode. Oh, that's interesting. Makes a good point. Sean saying also the offline updating if the OS and games rather than leaving your PC on to do that 45 gig card.
That's something though that like PC manufacturers and Microsoft could totally implement. There's nothing stopping a PC from doing that like on a hardware level. It's just Windows isn't working like that. So I don't know.
Let's get the chat quickly, guys. Quickly vote in. We'll count the votes. They will be declared the winner. Vote in which system you're going to be buying.
Should I fire up Xbox? A quick poll?
Yeah, you can do. You also drop it in the chat, or do you want to do the poll?
I can do either.
Either one, Xbox or PlayStation or PC. Where is your hard-earned money going in the next 12 months when it comes to new gaming hardware? I want to count the votes here. Let's crown a winner here. Looks like Lehan's going Xbox. Game Face going Xbox as well. Danger Jill saying I have much love and admiration for the SA gaming community. I come in as a villain and settled as a goat. Whether PC or console, you guys also. Thank you, Danger Jill.
That's very nice.
You didn't have to say that, but you do have to throw some stuff.
The post should be live.
There's a poll live now. Please, guys, vote in. Aiden saying he wants PlayStation 5. Dangerous Deal says, why not both? Just don't spend any more money on FIFA and you can have both.
Oh, dude, you could have all 3. You can have whatever you want. Stop spending your money on FIFA. That is a waste of money.
Damn you. I want to see an increase in stars like you have no idea. But that's, the poll should be live now. So guys, go vote quickly. While you voting, we're going to talk about Star Wars Squadron. So there was a new trailer revealed a couple days ago. I think it was exactly a day or 2 ago. So Neil's going to get the trailer ready, and we're going to talk about it just briefly. There it is. What is the actual title called?
Squadrons. It's just called Squadrons.
Squadrons. So basically, it's the spiritual successor to Rogue Squadron 2, I think. Gold, I think it was.
What they're trying to hint is that this is actually going to be X-Wing versus TIE Fighter / X-Wing Alliance, like that level of sim. And I don't believe it for a second.
Not a chance. This literally looks like gameplay from Battlefront 2's like aerial combat mode.
Yeah.
Even at a visual level, it looks exactly the same. In fact,
it's using the same engine.
Using the Frostbite engine. Yeah. But I don't know if you ever had a chance to try out the aerial combat multiplayer
in that game that I don't have. Yeah, sure.
Battlefront 2. Dude, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Do I want to play a whole game based on aerial combat? Yeah, probably not.
You see, but if they're going for like the X-Wing Alliance / X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, even like the old Wing Commander games, like a good story, like you gotta go and defend, these transport ships. Oh no, they're coming to attack you. Now do this. Like that could be really cool because they haven't made a game like that for a long time.
What is this? You told me before the podcast that it was heresy, that it was the biggest trash fire of a game you've ever seen. Now you're the one.
It's going to be. Because it could be great, much like most Star Wars games could be great, but instead they make them terrible baby shooters and they're awful things.
Well, I'll tell you this much: Jedi Fallen Order obviously was well received. Great game. I've only dipped my toes in it so far. The first thing I did was mod out the terrible lead character with Darth Maul because I don't know, the same guy that designed the Xbox did the design work on the lead character. He looks generic and crap.
Yeah,
So I
that's
got
the
gone.
thing. Like, they are like all this modern Star Wars stuff is so generic. It's like, hey, it's Red Squadron. It's like, here's the greatest hits of Star Wars. That's what we're gonna put in the game. But like,
Yeah.
nothing good. Like, nothing good. Like, where's the magic gone in Star? Like, Star Wars, Disney sucked out the magic of Star Wars, and I wasn't even the biggest fan.
You say this, and I've put 300 hours into Battlefront 2, some of the best gaming hours I've ever had. Loved it. It started off as a train wreck. Within 6 months to a year, the
you
game
loved it when it was a train wreck, which was also
That's also true.
worrying.
I managed to get in early with the pay to win system, and get those purple cards out the gate and just slack oaks. That was
So
amazing.
here's like actual in-game gameplay, which looks good. Like
This is not Squadron. This is Battlefront
this
2.
is Battlefront 2, yeah. But like this looks cool. But
And this looks amazing.
Yeah. Like the engines,
So, like,
there's nothing wrong with the graphics and the idea. It's
just go play this.
yeah.
I'll make up
no
a story
one,
for you.
No one plays this though.
No, the online community is pretty thriving. I mean, how good this looks as good as the trailer.
Yeah.
Put a cinematic camera in there, it looks exactly the same.
And I hate cinematic trailers as well.
They're lies. Game facing Fallen Jedi lasted like 2 weeks, and then no one spoke about it again. It was a single player only experience. Those are usually like
It's made by Respawn, who are like an amazing studio, and they made this amazing Star Wars game. And as you said, like it's just dead.
It got amazing reviews, but that's
Basically
like
Dark Souls Star Wars, and everyone's like, that's okay.
Which is good. No one's going to be talking about The Last of Us Part 2 in a month's time.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be moving to the next
That's
game.
quite sad, eh? Like, what happened? Like, when Unreal came out, people spoke about that for years, not even months. People were always like, "Is this the Unreal killer?"
That begs the question: are single-player games slowly dying? Because I put hundreds and hundreds of hours into Warzone, into Battlefront 2, hundreds. And I can't remember the last single player game I played to completion. And God of War, when did that come out? 2018. Last game I played to completion.
I think there's always a space for both because people like a narrative-driven game, and multiplayer is hard to get right. That's why there's only like 3 big battle royales. Because there's thousands of battle royales, but there's only 3 good ones. Whereas an average single-player game is more enjoyable than an average like battle royale that no one plays. So
that's
the thing. Like even your what's that crazy World War II game of yours?
Postscriptum.
Yeah, like that game's awesome.
Huge fan base.
There's tens of you. Tens.
There are literally dozens of us. Yeah. Dozens. James still saying I will donate stars in hard hustle going down here in the shame. Only donate from the goodness of your heart if you truly
and
want
only
to
if you like the show. If you don't like the show, don't you don't have to give
Wait,
us any.
I'll give you a free beer, that's for sure. Craig Martin saying Star Wars the perpetual disappointment. Hey, big fan. Sean saying the Squadron actually looks pretty interesting. Leanne saying I thought this was Wipeout. What? You got to get the smudge out of your eyes. Danger Jill saying I want to play the flying one. Is it Squadrons? I'm definitely keen. People seem keen, except for Craig saying shameless cash in, bro. Oh man, major IP. Oh man.
And Leanne's also bringing up a good one about single player games are dead until Cyberpunk comes out, then it's like talk of the town.
Is it Leanne? I've been saying Leanne.
Leanne. I don't know.
Is it? Oh, it doesn't matter. I think it's Lahan. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. Either way, I think we're both butchering it.
Yeah.
It's gonna fail. Imagine they do like Forza and put BR in it. Epic fails. Sure.
They've already done that.
With what?
There is a battle royale mode in Forza. Yeah. It's like last car standing. It's like a 60-player battle royale with Forza Horizon.
It's probably just crashed and burned.
No, look, it's a cool idea, but it's just like a fun game mode. It's not like a game. Cars and battle royales don't go together.
I don't know. Like I enjoyed what was it called on PlayStation 3, one of the launch titles. That was some of the funnest time I've ever had with a racing game. What was it called? You remember? Like it was in the desert between the canyons and stuff.
Motorstorm.
Motorstorm blew my freaking mind.
Yeah,
that was
like
cool.
that was a cool game. It was like really good graphics.
Can you get Motorstorm on the screen there, please, Neil? Producer man, guys.
Motorstorm.
Ahead of its time. Seriously,
I'll do the Motorstorm fake video.
What do you mean?
The reveal video that never
Oh
was reality.
yes, I remember that. It probably like is easily doable now on today's consoles.
Yeah.
Game Fest oh yes, lasted 2 weeks. Sean saying, "Lol, don't wow me, Lee. You know my Forza VR is crap. You know the Forza VR is crap. EA will probably have a SpaceX or Elon Musk DLC. Wouldn't be surprised." Oh, this is it. This is the fake trailer.
Yeah.
Dude,
but like it doesn't look that good anymore.
This is so easily doable on today's systems.
The thing is though, like with all these videos, they actually put too much like fine detail in. Like you know, the crags of the rocks and whatever. And the overall detail's actually not much better.
Yeah.
Like that guy like putting his foot down on the bonnet. Like if you didn't do that, you could be like, oh, that's gameplay. And the game didn't look that far off from this. It just looked much worse. They had the mud system. These guys made epic games, man. They made this. They made Pacific Rift, which looked better than this. And then they made Drive Club, which is still like one of the best looking PlayStation 4 racing.
Dude, they should just make this game. The distraction, like the crazy high octane racing in this game was amazing, dude. I loved it. This was one of the funnest races. Yeah, and you could also have guys in quads. This was one of the funnest racing games I ever played, dude.
Do you remember the loading times?
Yeah, they were definitely long.
Brutal. It was like 5 minutes a round.
Do you remember the loading times? Yeah.
Oh.
Do you remember the loading times of Metal Gear Solid 4?
Yeah.
But it had to smoke a whole cigarette. He's like, time to put in the second disc. War has changed. That was like redoink. It was like 5 minutes between levels. Lahan saying single player games are dead, yes, until Cyberpunk comes out. Oh, okay. Forgot about Cyberpunk this year. That's an interesting point.
Also, Leanne said I'm saying it right, by the way.
Sorry, Leanne. Yeah, Lahan.
But as Dave, as Craig says, you're not part of the Super2bit family until Dave butchers your name. So
I gotta butcher your name. That's your me knighting you, welcoming you in. Sean saying because Respawn games are so underrated, even though they are so good. Titanfall 2, the single player,
one of the best games ever made.
Titanfall 2, oh my gosh, can we get a Titanfall 2 trailer up on the screen here? Guys, Titanfall 2 is
if you haven't bought this game, buy this game.
Even on today's standards of just quality, visual fidelity, Titanfall 2 is still neck and neck with some of the. I mean, look, wait for it. What do we have here? Titanfall 2 reveal trailer. Danger Deal saying not many people play anything though, Neil. This was my point. You got to get those goat badges on Apex, or be level 155 on COD with the gold gun, or a 10,000 kill tank in Battlefield, as well as play and excel on what your team plays. Gambling in SA is very achievement in my clan driven. There's not much time for everything. This is true.
Yeah.
I don't have time for achievements. But this is the CG trailer. No, go for the gameplay trailer. This is
still cool though.
No, it's damn cool. But the gameplay trailer is like amazing. Gameplay saying I've still put more time into single player games as you can play at your own pace. E.g. Assassin's Creed, Mad Max, Witcher 2, Red Dead 2. That's interesting. Gameplay. For me, multiplayer games have definitely taken about 70% of my game time in my life versus single player games. Mark said it right the first time. Leanne. Dave was so close. Leon! Here we go. Look at this.
Oh, this game is amazing.
This game is like free now. It looks exactly like this. It runs like silk.
It's super fun.
It's super fun. It's got a massive player base still. Look how good this game is. Oh my word. Hey! I remember seeing the reveal for Titanfall 1 We were watching at Eben's house. I think you were there as well, Neil. We're watching
Everyone on the audience knows who Urban is.
Well, you know who Eben is. We're watching his house. It was. I think before I ever went to ETH, or the one year I didn't go. I can't remember. Maybe I didn't go that year. And we saw the reveal for Titanfall, and I was like crap in my cereal. That game looks amazing, and I just didn't have a wow moment like that with any of these reveals so far, dude.
Yeah,
you know,
this game is amazing.
Dude,
I love how it returned from what game next? Just go play Titanfall 2.
Just play it. That's the winner of the console generation.
Yeah. Well, let's have a look at the votes on the interesting poll. Xbox Series X leading the way.
Oh, what's the percentage?
46% for the Xbox Series X.
And, oh wow, she's some serious Xbox.
And then PlayStation and PC are bringing up 27% each.
Wow, I thought this was a PlayStation.
Oh, I'm very interested.
Sean's saying you butchered all our names, Dave. You cocked up my surname, but I'm used to it. My boy, Sean Bergies. So I love you, bro. Craig's saying you're not part of the Super. So I butchered the name. Game faces, online FPS games are all shoot. Have my mom insulted, shoot. Have in bombs dropped, shoot. That's true. I mean, you can get some toxic players, especially in Rainbow Six. Oh, word, the salty community. Best destruction racing game was Wreckfest. I wanted to like it. I did.
Wreckfest is cool. Why don't you like it?
I did.
You don't like racing games. So.
No, I love MotorStorm's amazing, but Wreckfest was just, I don't know, it was missing. Can I tell you something? One of the best racing distraction mechanics, and obviously it wasn't perfect, was Mad Max. It had racing sections where you could bump cars off. If they just took Mad Max with the explosions and the destruction, put that into a destruction derby type setup, it would be insane. And now I know they've got that Rocket League inspired destruction derby game coming out that looks like it was designed by 12-year-olds. But remake MotorStorm is what I'm trying to say. It looks like Mad Max.
Should we end it on there, Dave?
All right, I think that's all the. We definitely got a bit off topic there, ladies and gents. Leanne saying yes, we still play multiplayer for this in the Xbox Playdates ZA crew. You see, dude, Titanfall's still popular. Titan is King Apex. Exactly. I mean, Apex came from Titanfall. Mad Max was fun indeed. We've gone so off topic, it's crazy. But that's what I love about the podcast, don't you, Neil?
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
That guy's totally CG, by the way. Yeah, we just guaranteed. Well, Neil, it looks like we have a lot more Xbox fans here than I thought, and
I'm actually very surprised with these results. Yeah, it
seems Xbox leads the way when it comes to which console.
We'll see how everything changes when they announce prices.
Yeah. Very surprising. I did not realize that. That is very, very interesting. But it's good to know. For me, I'm PlayStation. You're PlayStation yourself. Everyone else seems to be Xbox. But I think at heart, I'm PC. I'm PC. You guys ever played Payday? I have. Great game, especially the John Wick DLC pack. But with that said, ladies and gents, unfortunately, that is the end of our Wednesday podcast.
It is
that brings us to the end. All good things must come to an end.
That was a lot of fun, though, man.
It was a lot of fun. It always goes by so quickly. You blink and it's over. Sean Berg is saying, I'm like the Dave, or more like the Jimmy, because he can actually shoot nicely. Screw this guy. And Lehan is like, am I saying it right? Is like the Neil in our team anyways. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. Like we say before, we share every Wednesday night from 6 till 7. Please, and this is something I forgot to ask you guys in the beginning, please give us a share. We're trying to grow the podcast. If you're watching this right now, stop what you're doing. Even though it's about to end, give it a share anywhere, any gaming group you know of.
Professional organization, we know what we're doing.
These libations cost money, okay? And luckily Danger Deal is going to be throwing us some stars on the next stream, so we should get a couple of free libations soon. But please give us a share. I know the alerts don't come through, so maybe you guys have shared. We're using different software for the podcast. That's not what we use for the gaming streams. So we won't see alerts, unfortunately, but we do go and check who liked and shared, and we just
and you do see your name at the end of the podcast.
Yes, you do see your name in the credits of the podcast, the biggest contributors of the podcast of the day, which should be coming up any minute now. So please just share the podcast. Like I said, we're trying to grow it. It's going to be a weekly thing. We want to stream some of the big events coming, like apparently there's another Xbox event and all that good stuff. But we got to grow it, ladies and gents. So share it.
You wanted to see me and Dave basically fight with each other. Share
That's
that
it.
stream.
And get a little bit of a buzz going. Then you're in the right place. Put your feet up and relax. With that said,
thank you very much, Dave. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you to my guest once again, the Marksman. Thank you for joining me, buddy. Are you streaming now?
I'll be streaming in about an hour and a half's time.
Neil will be doing the racing stream right here on Super2bit. Don't go anywhere. We just keep giving, ladies and gents. I should do my Laszlo. I wanted to do my Laszlo. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We got Neil Marks coming up with the racing stream in an hour and a half. You don't want to miss it. Big ups to everyone that joined us, especially Aiden Stafford. Good to have you here, buddy. Make sure you support me on the stream. It's going to be up in an hour and a half. Go check him out. Graham Oswald, my pleasure. With that said, ladies and gents, I will see you Friday morning. Like I said, go watch the
everybody. Bye, Dave. Bye, everybody.
Thanks to everyone that supported and shared. Much love to you guys. Namaste. Till next time.
Namaste.
Stay safe.
Yes.
Stay safe.